want to call some Baylor Nation out on this. Baylor had the one of the worst student sections of the week, according to Big Game Boomer. I know sometimes his lists are ridiculous, but you gotta admit he does his research, and he's telling the truth right here, because I could attest to it. I mean, it's not the Baylor line did a bad job. It's not them. It's other students not wearing gold shirts like many other fans out there. Not just those students, but all the other fans. And then they left, the seats were empty at a halftime, which I get some of it is due to restroom and concession stands and stuff, but not coming back. Come on. The game is not even over at halftime. If you're going to go to a game, try to stick out as long as you can, if not all the game. Like, only one game, football game, but that was back at Floyd Casey Stadium when it was ridiculously hot against Buffalo at the time. But I don't skip the entire game. I mean, miss a half a game or more usually. I don't. But that's the only exception I had. And this was not even that hot. Like, really, it wasn't. Yes, it was sunny in those seats. I get it. But you need to be there anyway and be loud. Which the student section was loud, so. But after that third down and 8 for Oklahoma State in the first half on the first time, and we committed a penalty, it got quieter. We got to be louder than that, Baylor Nation. Honestly, we could be loud without having the alcohol or anything like that, like all the universities have. I know BYU doesn't. I know that they don't, and yet they had a great atmosphere. We need that atmosphere down here. I'm just saying. And I'm not saying like all the fans are bad. No, there are some good ones that try to get people into the game, and I was one of those. But we got to be louder, man. And once you see what color you need to wear that color. It's not that hard. I mean, so it's just disappointing because we should be a lot better at home, and we don't need the game is not even over halftime yet or anything. We just got to figure out. We just got to get louder during the game, especially on third and fourth down, which I know it's not like that for every section, but if you're there for the game, if you can't be there for the game, give it to someone who will. I honestly have no idea how to get the fans better, but I was just there to say, get louder and wear the right attire for that game. As in, if there's a specific color for that game, wear it. And luckily, the next home game is homecoming, and there should be a better crowd for that. And we had a 7th largest crowd this past Saturday in McLean Stadium history. But yet, it didn't feel like it was as loud as it could be. I mean, it's not just the students that were bad during the game. But the fans as well. And some of those fans that complain about, hey, don't get so loud. It's like, we're trying to get this to be like a hostile environment here. We need to change that culture. So, and some of those season ticket holders for the game that were lower and in the sun, they just hid under the concourse. That made it look bad on TV as well. So, you can't do anything about the time of the game, but you just gotta stick it out as long as you can. be loud. And hopefully next game will not be a 6 p.m. 11 a.m. one. I know it's hard for everyone to do 11 a.m. games, but we had a better showing on that than that. I mean, in terms sometimes 11 a.m. kicks compared to 2:30 this past one. We just gotta change that. It's not just for football, but it's for basketball that needs to be better. Especially the students for the women's basketball games. We need more students to come. And I get some of the games are during the week. I get that. But it's trying to get all that stuff taken care of. I get it. In the classroom, I understand that. We need to sell out more in those games. It's not just the students, but it's the fans as well. They need to get more crowd into the women's basketball games than just the men. The men, though I admit, during the week sometimes it is not as good. But it's because people season ticket holders are like from Dallas, Houston, Austin, somewhere within a few hours away from the game. So that I understand. But if you're not going to be able to make it, give it to someone that will use them. And we got to get into the basketball and more crowd into that and make it more of a hostile environment while keeping it, of course, clean language for any sport. I mean, it's the truth. Because what we need to find a way as a fan base to get better across the board. I'm not just talking about just football, but basketball, tennis, which I get tennis and soccer and the other sports are lesser. But we got to do something to get the crowd going, get it loud within reason, of course. So that's just my thoughts on that. I'm sorry for this rant. I am sorry. But the fan of the year for men's basketball last year, and I'm into getting the crowd wild up in other sports I go to. We need to get louder within reason, of course. And try to make it more of home. We need more of a home field advantage, and not just in football, but any sport that you go to. So, and of course, while following the rules as well. So, anyways, if you like this content, hit the like and subscribe button. And see you guys later. It's going to be the 400 subscribers and more by the end of this year. And seriously, guys, we need to be better as a fan base to get louder. And because we, the fans, and the same thing goes for the students as well, in a better line, you could make an impact on the game in a positive way. You need to find a way to do that going forward.